Hey guys, John here, Blind Man Walking. I'm here with, this is a Rufus and a Louie. We're gonna barbecue today. I'm gonna show you guys how I use barbecue completely blind. Rufus is gonna come help, I guess. So I live in an apartment with my fiance and our 3 dogs. 2 of them are here. Neeson is inside. So this is our barbecue. It is an electric barbecue. We cannot have propane barbecues where we live, but for all intents and purposes, for a blind person, an electric barbecue is much safer. It doesn't get as hot. Therefore, the likelihood of a grease fire is greatly reduced. So this barbecue only has 1 dial on it. So I've plugged it in. The plug is inside. It just comes, the wire actually comes through, I have it coming through the window here, and it just plugs into, the extension cord plugs into the plug on the barbecue, and it just slides into right under the handle of the barbecue where the dial is. So to turn this on, all I do is turn this as far to the right as it'll go. Now, I'm gonna give this like 10 minutes to heat up. And then Louie is gonna put some burgers on there, aren't you? Yeah, you are. Off you go. So isn't it funny that wherever you go, like all your dogs have to be with you? So this is Neeson in the middle here, my Labrador, the yellow one. For those of you who can't see, he's my guide dog. Oh, he's being very silly. He's my guide dog. He's the one that's biting me right now. This is Louie. He's black and white. He's a Mastiff, Great Pyrenees Saint Bernard. And Rufus, the old guy, he's a Blue Dane. He is 11. And he's right now investigating Neeson's private area. Okay. All right, yeah, we'll be back with some burgers, and I'll show you guys how a blind person cooks burgers on the barbecue. So back when I was using a propane barbecue, I would cook burgers pretty much the same way, the same formula, if you will, the same steps that I'm doing now. Now, the only difference is a propane barbecue gets way hotter. So when I would barbecue with a propane barbecue, I would let the barbecue heat up to around 400 degrees, and I was living with somebody who had vision, so he showed me, he watched me a couple times just to make sure that I was waiting long enough for the barbecue to heat up. So I would cook them for, if they were thawed, I would cook burgers for around 5 minutes aside, and when I flipped them, I would turn the barbecue down to probably, well, like half of the dial, just because as the burger cooks on its first side, the barbecue is still getting hotter and hotter, and I don't want to overcook them. So when I would flip them, I would turn the temperature down as well. So, but because I'm not using a propane barbecue, this is electric, I have no clue how hot this is. So I've just figured this out via trial and error. So the burgers that I'm going to be cooking are thawed, and I'm going to cook them for about 9 minutes on the one side, and probably about 7 minutes on the other side. And then I can tell via the texture if they're cooked or not. Anyone that is blind that relies on texture knows what I mean when I say you can pretty much tell when something's done by how it feels. Now, because these burgers are pretty thin, I'm not gonna worry about having to like stick a fork in them or anything like that to determine if they're done. Even if I did do that, I wouldn't know if they're done. It's not like I can see the color of the meat inside. However, I would much rather overcook than undercook. Much less likely to catch some bad bacterial disease. Anyway, so yeah, we're hot enough now. So I've got my spatula here, And I've got my plate on the windowsill right here. So basically I'm going to open up the barbecue and place the plate on a little shelf that's inside the barbecue above the rack on the barbecue. You'll see it right here for those of you who can see. So I'm gonna take my spatula in my right hand. I'm gonna hold a burger in my left hand, slide the spatula under it, and then put the burger on the grill. Slide the spatula out with one. Repeat the procedure for the other one. Nope, it's gonna split on me here. There we go. So they're both on there now. So as I said, about 9 minutes aside, or on about 9 minutes on the first side. I'll be back. All right, we are back. It has been 10 minutes. Got my spatula here. So what you'll see is I'm gonna open the lid. I'm not gonna have it open long because I don't want to lose heat. So basically I'm gonna find the burgers with my spatula. I'm gonna put my other hand on top to hold the burger in place while I slide the spatula under, and then I'm gonna flip it. We'll start with the one on the right. That is that. So we're gonna cook them for 7 minutes. I'm gonna wash my hands and we will be back. And this is, who is this? This is Louis. Louis likes to be right where I'm walking all the time. I trip over him a lot. Now what I like to do actually as well near the end of the process is I like to barbecue the buns that I'm going to be using. So I have 2 buns left. So like for the last 2-3 minutes I'll put them on as well. Hi Rufus. To kind of toast the inside. Alright, I shall return. Alright, we are back again. We are almost done. We're 7 minutes on the on the second side for our buns, our burgers. So we're going to put our buns on now for the last little bit. So I've got 2. These are very substantial. So basically I'm going to just put them face down where there's room on the barbecue. Using my hands, I have no vision, no usable vision. I have some light perception, but that's about it. There we go. So I'm gonna just give that a couple more minutes. We'll go get our washed plate. I washed. See, this is what I was talking about. Louis likes to just lie right in the middle of the floor, knowing that I'm gonna walk on him. What a guy, what a guy. Yeah, so after, because I'm using the same plate that the meat was on when it was thawing, yeah, it's good to wash it when you take the meat off and put it on the barbecue, so you're not contaminating your meat when you put it back on when you're done. It smells good out here. Hey? Yeah, it does, doesn't it? Okay, guys, we are done. I've turned the knob all the way to the left. That is off. So you'll see, those of you who can see, that I put the plate on the little shelf above the barbecue. So I'm gonna find the buns first. One. So I'm gonna put a burger on this guy right here. And then there are buns over here. So I'm just using my spatula to find the buns or burgers, and then holding the item with my other hand while I get under it with the spatula. Like this. Cool. Alright guys. That is how I barbecue totally blind. Cheers.